this is where we'll find out, because I think Swanee had said quite frequently so far this season, throwing them under a bus the way that he does. You know, they've done nothing, they've played nobody. They just kept on churning out wins. And to find themselves in that situation, 2-0 down at half-time at Celtic Park against a Celtic side which gobbles people up for fun, for them to dig deep and find the resolve required to come back and get a 2-2, that tells you all you need to know about how bona fide this Aberdeen threat is this season. I don't think they'll win the league, I'll state that quite clearly, but they'll be hanging around. They will hang around at the top end of this table. They're in great nick, and the mentality that they displayed yesterday was everything that you needed to see from them, to know that they're not just going to fall by the wayside this season.
The certain bookmakers, you can get Aberdeen at 4-1 to finish second.
It's not a bad bet, Swanee. You're the betting expert.
With a 6-point head start.
Given the evidence of Rugby Park today, it's a fairly generous bet.
Aye, I would think
I wonder if the odds are still the same.
I checked them just before we come on air, so I think so. But the one major talking point from the game, there was plenty, but but Duke's handball, alleged handball in the last minute. How did you guys see it? I know Bobby Madden's come out on Instagram. He said that he didn't think it was a handball. It's kind of hit his, thigh, chest, onto his arm. We've had a lot of comments on this. Let me run through a couple actually while I can. Robert McMullen here on Facebook. Look how outstretched his arm is. He's making himself much bigger. Is making sure the ball does not get past him in any way possible. But Ron Stewart says it's not clear to the ref or VAR, then it's not a foul. And Steve McAteer, there's an angle behind and to the left of the goal. You get a clear view facing Duke. Clearly hits the left side of his chest and his arm. And just finally in the game, Tony Coughlin, refreshing to have a team actually fight for once against Celtic at Celtic Park. I actually thought it was a penalty, to be honest. I know it does hit his arm, but he kind of is leaning. Looks to me like he's denied a goal with his arm.
I was at the game, and the first reaction, because obviously you don't have television replays, right? You're at the game, and the first thing that struck me was Duke's celebration. Mm-hmm. If you've handled that, you don't run away celebrating, because you know you're going to get caught.
Aye, okay, aye.
So he clearly knew that hit him. Even if it hit his arm afterwards, he clearly knew it hits him, and the TV cameras would see it.
So
because you're not going to run away like that celebrating if you know it's one of those ones you throw your arms behind your back, or you do that, or you lie on the ground and hold your face, or all the tricks that they come out with. He jumped up and ran away and started celebrating as if he scored a goal.
Punching the air and all that.
So at the game, certainly my reaction was, well, he's blocked it.
Aye.
So
what the rule as well, we should say, is that I think is that if it comes off one part of your body and hits your arm, it's not a penalty.
If it ricochets onto the arm, it's not a penalty.
Aye.
Yeah, well, but this handball rule seems to
Aye,
change,
doesn't it?
But for
Which is a bit harsh, because if it's deflecting up and it's still going in and it hits your arm,
that was my point. I
then
think
it probably is. But the rules say if it hits another part of the body first, so the rules.
That was my thinking. It looks like it has hit his leg and then his arm. But
again,
using his arm to stop a goal.
I thought the quality of the pictures was really inconclusive.
That is
it was really difficult to see a clear view. So what you're actually asking then, Daniel, if you think it's a penalty kick, is that you're asking VAR to just make a guess that possibly fair. Was.
That's
Can't
fair.
do that.
Yeah.
There was no. I've yet to see a still where you've looked at it and go, I can see exactly what's happened there. So your imagination has to kick in. I think that the way the ball is almost dies stone dead. So it does make your mind think, I wonder if there's been an arm there. Because it's a curious way the ball just sort of flops down, rather than stoats off. It's come off his shoulder. But as I said, it's inconclusive. If the pictures are inconclusive, then you're asking people to apply their imagination and make a guess, and you can't have that.
Can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. A couple more comments on that game. Aberdeen will take 3 or 4 off Rangers. There's actually one here if I can find it. Where a Rangers fan wants Jimmy Thelin brought in. You were at the game, Swanee.
Yep. Aberdeen
more than good value for at least a point.
Yeah, they were excellent. They were really, really good. The one thing that struck me was in the first half, you could see that, you come back to this identity thing, they were determined to play the right way, and they got caught. The second Celtic goal came, they were trying to keep it, Mitov cleared it, and Celtic won it back. They were actually trying to play football in the Celtic half when they got robbed as well, and for the first goal. But they just kept doing it, and when they got Sokler and Esther Sokler scored the first goal to get them back into the game at 2-1.
What about the pass for Jamie McGrath?
Flooded.
Oh, the
pass
pass.
of the
About the
season.
pass.
Pass of the
That
season.
was just a
Yeah.
thing of filth.
It's a snooker show, wasn't it?
Absolute
A bit
filth.
of backspin just to curl it round the. It's like check side. and playing
delicious.
snooker. It was
Aye.
glorious. But Soccer did great.
did.
Kept his composure and put it away.
Some finish, yeah.
But after that, the bodies that Aberdeen flooded forward, there was real belief that they were going to go and get something, and they committed to it. And that was I think that was the most impressive thing. Now, we've seen how VAR can affect games. It's funny because had Dukes deflected off his elbow goal that went in for 3-2 in the big celebrations, and that goal was chalked off, I actually felt if the game had continued in the same vein, Aberdeen might have
They were more likely.
gone on and won it. But what happens in that situation? You've seen it a million times at games since VAR
Switch your
comes in.
momentum. Yeah.
Celtic fans are all down, looking at each other, and then it comes through, handball, goal chalked off, place went crazy. And you could see the Celtic
relief.
players going, right, come on,
Aye.
let's go. And from that moment on, Celtic went right after it, and it almost changed the momentum of the game. It was really strange. If the chalked off goal hadn't gone in, I wonder if Aberdeen might have gone on and won it anyway.
Aye.
And then they were lucky not to lose it
Aye.
because Celtic had umpteen chances. I mean,
Aye.
Duke's handball or not, Alistair Johnson should bust the net.
Mitov
Should score with his head on him. It's a great save from Dimitar.
I was going to say,
Mitov.
we need to mention Mitov, because I wouldn't actually be surprised if, see, the next time Celtic need a goalie, they go for Mitov, because I remember last season with St Johnstone, St Johnstone got a 0-0 draw, and he was brilliant that day.
Yeah.
And I thought yesterday some of his saves were outrageous.
But we always talk about goalkeepers winning points, and was it not just 2 games ago when he had a phenomenal save in injury time against Motherwell at home?
Aye, aye, you're right, aye.
Then again yesterday.
Aye.
That's
2 or
these
3,
are
aye.
points in the bag. This is what your goalkeeper's giving you. I mean, listen, Aberdeen will probably have to tighten up if they're gonna keep on this run, because they are giving goals away.
I think
But they're
his
scoring.
I think his decision making's a bit flaky.
Really?
I think he's a brilliant shot stopper,
Aye.
really agile, and he's making saves that shouldn't be expected of a goalkeeper. But I think he's a little bit suspect in terms of his overall decision making, and I think that can sometimes cause defensive problem. But other than that, shot stopper, he's a top shot stopper. Really good pair of hands.
One decision to stop a ball going beyond his own goal line nearly led to one of the goal of the season. When he
Engels,
rescued it in
yeah.
Engels,
Aye.
tried to bend it in from almost the corner flag, and
It's
he nearly
moments
did
like-
it. It
it's
was
moments like-
outrageous bit of skill.
It's moments like that I'm talking about with
Yeah.